Hello everybody, this is Eddie the Child and we are back with Eddie the Boulder. Now as you can see, I'm standing here at my vegetables, my cabbages to be specific, and if you just look at this, they are seed bearing. So what happens is you get ready to harvest, or well, you get different stages, but the last one, the one you'd be interested in, is the seed bearing stage. Don't harvest at an earlier stage. For this reason, where is it now? There. You get the seeds. If you don't wait until the seed bearing stage, you will not get the seeds, which means you can't replant. So that's a pretty severe problem. If you're not careful, you'll run out of seeds eventually. So as you can see, I harvested a clean 28 cabbages, and you were right, I already harvested one just before starting the video, so you caught me. But something that also happened, I was busy rushing through the town of Rosewood, just looking at this map here, and I'm not gonna lie to you, almost all these houses, 20 to 30 houses, it took me a really long time to finally find a can opener. That, as weird as it sounds, for some reason, I don't know what, if it was with the spawn of this world or something, but not a single house had a can opener for a very, very long time. I couldn't open a single can except for the canned tunas, the corned beef and that stuff, because I didn't have a can opener. So I was basically living off gummy worms and whatever I could forage and whatever I could find in the fridges, because I simply couldn't find a can opener. So yeah, we're gonna replant. Gotta keep that food supply going. Cabbages are quite good. They don't last as long as potatoes as far as I know. They're quite heavy, so they're quite good in that way, but I do prefer potatoes just because they last quite long. Now we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna just be showing you a few tips and tricks here. Here we go. Look at that, that's a lot of cabbages. Yeah. Also did a bit of foraging. Now with foraging, if you reach approximately level 7, 8, 9, 10, the higher levels, your foraging will be at such a level that you can basically survive off the land. You can just run out here. I think my foraging is at level 3. Yeah. Let me show you. So if I run up here into this field, boink, and injure myself, that's good. Now let's just take a look over here. You can get stuff like leeks and cabbages, and especially mushrooms, acorns and such, more in the forest areas, that when you get more foraging skill, the nutritional value of those goes way up. I'm talking, you can eat mushrooms that have about the same hunger reduction as a meal, as a can. It's amazing. But you gotta work at it, and you gotta have the books. So that's something. Grinding foraging, definitely a useful skill. Just if you are on a world like mine where you simply have absolutely no cans, or you struggle to get cans, or just good old, the cans run out. The cans can't keep going forever. They're gonna run out at some point, so you might as well start living off the land as soon as you can. There we go. I'm gonna try and find a forest. Oh, got a leak. You see, this is the type of stuff that you... Oof, look at that bonus. That's the type of stuff that you grill your foraging for, because small beginnings, but you will be able to sustain yourself. And that's what is important. Especially if you do base building, or you're out in the woods, want to chop some lumber, don't want to get tired, don't want to get hungry, just want to keep doing what you're doing. You don't want to need to stop because you need to go get some cans. Oof. Okay, everybody, so that was a bit off topic, I would say, but overall we found a little bit of a way of sustaining yourself, especially if you've got some difficulties with food. Getting your foraging up. What you saw there was just level 3 and 4 foraging, and I got a leek. I got some carrots, and with the carrots that I found in the wild came carrot seeds. So if you're having a particularly tough time finding seeds to actually start farming, but you got some foraging books, it might be easier to just quickly bump up your foraging skill and find some seeds out there, depending on your circumstances. It's a bit of a off topic, but it is probably quite important to have a food supply when you're building a base, and foraging is one of those ways. So in the next episode, because I went a bit off topic just because of how difficult it was to find that can opener, I do want to seal off the building. That'll take wood for every single window, and I do also want to do some room building, but that might take some time. Just need to get the resources in place, as well as the topic of armor. Yeah, I'll get to that in the next video. I don't want to spoil it now. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a nap on the couch for this one, but see you in the next episode, everybody. I hope you found this useful. Definitely, if you got some foraging books, building bases, it's a good way to go, just to make sure, because if you get to foraging 7, 8, 9, 10, more or less, you will not starve. You should be able to feed yourself off the, especially if you've got vegetation or forest nearby, you should be able to feed yourself. You might become emaciated, but at least you won't starve. So hope you found some usefulness out of that, and I hope we get to something a bit more productive in the next one. This has been Edward of Chart with the Adventures of Eddie the Boulder. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.